Hi, this is Jeritan. I want to share a personal story of mine with you. I guess I am one of those people who have witnessed the ill side of human existence. Every day we see patients being brought into the hospital with all sorts of disease and illness, and we as doctors do our best to alleviate their pain and sufferings. But there are times when we too are forced to be just spectators of the sufferings of people as the diseases do their worst to them. Those are the times when fitness fails and exercise becomes of no benefit. Someone who is as close to me as my parents are is my grandfather. As a child, when my parents go out for their work, it was my grandfather who was always with me. He was my teacher and my caretaker. My grandfather is 80 years old, and he has recently been diagnosed with one of the most dreadful diseases of old age, Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is one of the most common causes of dementia, a progressive, incurable, degenerative disease of the brain. It literally erases the individual's memory. I don't think he remembers us anymore, but he smiles and laughs with us. And there's a look in his eyes when he sees our faces that tells us that he at least recognizes us. Personally, I think that Alzheimer's is a really cruel disease. How can people who have literally spent their lives building memories together end up one day with that all stripped away? His thoughts are cloudy now. Only a flicker of light illuminates his past. He is now surrounded by faces without names. His yesterdays are forgotten, and his tomorrow's story has not been written yet. To him, the only time is now. He has no favorite food or drink or TV show or movie. Every second is a new experience. In my grandfather's eyes, he has no personal friends, no children, no family at all. He knows only himself, and most of the time, that is also forgotten. Alzheimer's has robbed him of his yesterdays and left him with no thoughts about tomorrow. And if there's anything good in all of this, it is that his sad days are also forgotten. Developing countries like India will be among the countries worst hit by Alzheimer's disease in the next decade, according to global experts. With the number of elderly people in the country expected to be 9 crore in the Census 2011 report, the government has to recognize that diseases of the elderly is going to be a very important public health problem in India. The prevalence of Alzheimer's disease in India is said to be 1 in 20 for people over 60 years and 1 in 5 for people over 80 years. What are the symptoms of this disease?
You can call me 25 years.
And how old is Geeta?
25, 65.
You're 65?
My age.
Okay, and how old is Geeta?
Geeta is my youngest daughter.
How old is she?
Geeta is also somewhere about. I have 3 daughters.
How old is Geeta?
Geeta is 35.
35?
35.
And how old are you?
I am now 33 years.
33? Your daughter is older than you?
She is not older than me.
Dementia is a disease of the brain which affects various brain functions. For example, memory, thinking, comprehension, calculation, language, abstract thinking. These various the brain functions will be affected due to the disease process. And as per definition, any acquired impairment in brain functions which is severe enough to impair a person's day-to-day functioning can be diagnosed as demented. And there are so many causes for dementia, and Alzheimer's disease is supposed to be one of the most important causes of dementia.
Alzheimer's disease is a disease of aging. People start forgetting their day-to-day activities, what they have to do immediately, or they have been told to do, or their immediate tasks at hand.
Like what?
You forget you've had your breakfast and you would repeatedly ask for the same, or you forget you've had your bath and you would probably go to the bathroom 5 times to have a bath. So it starts like that. Or you forget ways, you forget familiar ways, like if you're going to a temple, if an old lady is going to a temple, she forgets what is the path to the temple which she was going for so many years.
Actually, now he has no connection with us actually. He has no connection in the sense whatever he says is his imagination. It's very difficult accepting as he is now.
35.6 million people are living with Alzheimer's disease globally, and this figure is expected to double every couple of decades. In view of this, dementia should be declared a World Health priority. More resources need to be channeled towards research, not only to find pharmacological or psychological treatments, but also aim towards prevention. We need to act fast before Alzheimer claims another grandparent or parent and rips them off their dignity. And I know that this sentiment echoes amongst all families who have seen this cruel disease up close and personal.
Called to you the other day, you looked much the same. You didn't know what day it was, you didn't know my name. We talked about the good old days and how they'll be no more. You ask for friends whose lives had ended many years before. I spoke to you about my wife. You said you never knew. I spoke about my children, and you said children too. You talked about your mother as if she was still here. I told you she was dead and gone, but you didn't seem to hear. 'Cause sometimes you're in a happy place, sometimes frustration reigns. As I watch you look off into space, and I wonder where you've been. It hurts to watch you struggle with those demons in your head, and it hurts to watch your tortured face as you try to find the thread. I see the person who looked after me in childhood years. I always knew that you were there to wipe away my tears. And though I see you sitting here, I know you're far away, in some demented state of mind, where that is, who can say? 'Cause sometimes you're in a happy place, sometimes frustration reigns. As I watch you look off into space, and I wonder where you've been. 'Cause it hurts to watch you struggle with those demons in your head, and it hurts to watch your tortured face as you try to find a thread. We try to make some sense of it, this family of ours. We try to come to terms with this disease that just devours. We wish that you were back with us, just as you used to be. But we know that all that's left for us is some sweet memory. 'Cause sometimes you're in a happy place, sometimes frustration reigns. As I watch you look off into space, and I wonder where you've been. 'Cause it hurts to watch you struggle with those demons in your head, and it hurts to watch your tortured face as you try to find a thread. Yes, it hurts to watch your tortured face as you try to find a thread.